All right, so watermelon salad, zesty summer watermelon salad, of course, starts with watermelon. Right here, I have a nice little mini watermelon, as they call them. So I'm going to simply cut it in half and then cut it in quads. Well, I guess definitely cutting it in half again, quads, once I get through all of them. I'm interested to see. This one looks a little light. The watermelons are just so sometimes unpredictable. Well, it's pretty good. It's tasty. Not super sweet. Not super sweet. But I did get it from my good old friends over at Misfits Market. If you guys don't know what Misfits Market is a service that allows you to take advantage of produce that is not perfect at a discounted rate. So this came through, not perfect, but still yummy, and we're going to make it have its best life by adjusting it. Now, I just cut it into triangles. I'm trying to decide if that's really how I think I'm going to keep it in triangles. I'm going to keep this super simple. If we have this on a hot summer day, we're entrepreneurs, we're working, we want a little snack, you're not going to do too much with this. We're going to cut it into cubes, put it in there. Nice little triangles. Those are fun. I'm going to do the other half. I think since this is a mini one, I'm going to use this whole baby. So what I'm doing is cutting it down into little pieces here, then taking the knife and just splitting it down the center, and then flipping it again and running it across the bottom. So you guys know I like my lines. I'm always encouraging people to use their lines when they're cooking. It makes your prep work so much easier. So use your lines. Same thing with this. Now, if you weren't here last week, you did not get an opportunity to hear about how we can use every part of the watermelon, but watch the replay. We have some really fun ideas for how you can use the rind. And a lot of times people throw that rind away, or they think you can only pickle it. There's so many other things you can do with that yummy rind, and it's full of fiber. Summertime, people are having smoothies like every day. So you can throw your rind into a smoothie if you can't think of any other way to use it. So there you go. Try not to waste. Getting through this watermelon. Bam. I actually think I may try sauteing my rind. I'm going to hold this one and try to saute it. I saw something online that inspired me. This Indian dish that is full of like Indian spices and watermelon rind. So give it a try maybe over the weekend. Bring you back some insight next week how that all went down. But I don't like the waste. So bam, all of our good yummy watermelon is cut up into little triangles. Now we're gonna make this watermelon's really sweet, right? So it has the ability to take on lots of other flavors. And when things are sweet, you can add stuff to them, like heat. Chauncey guessed it right, jalapeno. This jalapeno used to be green. It turned red, but it's okay. It just gets a little hotter through the process. So I'm not going to use as much of it. Just going to take it. Going to cut it into slices and then just break it up. I'm going to actually keep most of these seeds in because, like I said, I think that the sweetness of the watermelon can handle the heat. Now, if you are not sure about the heat tolerance, I always say it's a lot easier to add more than it is to remove. So start with a level that you'll feel comfortable with, taste it, and then adjust. All right, now we're going to go with this onion. I've already started using this onion, but I'm going to take a piece of it this way, and I'm going to use this onion raw. So what do we do when we're going to use onions raw? We cut from front to back. This is how we know where the back is. This little guide back here is your back, which means this is your front. And since we're going to put them in a salad and they're going to be raw, big fan, make them super thin, right? So we're going to just go in, get them really, really thin. Now, if you had some time on your hands, or maybe you were doing this for like an event or something, or you were batch cooking, it would be nice to actually pickle these. You could take these onions and pickle them before you put them into the salad. Now I'm using a sweet white onion in this situation because this is what I have available. But normally when I make this salad, I use a red onion. I just don't have any available right now, but I'm very confident that this white onion is going to be a really effective fill-in / substitute for this dish. All right, so a couple of sliced thin white onions. Well, not technically white, sweet Vidalia onions going into cut from front to back because we are using them for raw preparation. Now, something fun that we don't use a lot in general. This fun little ingredient here is our friend, the dandelion weed. Dandelion root. So, growing up, I know growing up, every time my mom saw dandelions outside, she made a big deal about my dad about pulling them out. They're the pretty yellow flowers that are the result of at least something that we called growing up called wishes, which were these little like puff flowers that you blow these flowers, and then they're the seeds for dandelions, and they grow out of control. And growing up, it's like, oh, these are weeds, we got to get rid of them, right? These are no good. But the crazy thing about weeds that I don't think we took into consideration growing up is that weeds are insanely medicinal. They have so many medicinal properties. They're weeds out that we throw away all the time because they're not aesthetically pleasing to a garden, but they have so many benefits. So I went to this horticulture workshop a while ago, and I ended up taking a breakout session around weeds, and we could taste things, and we learned about the benefits of them. And the dandelion weed was one of the favorites of the person who was teaching the workshop. And it's so funny, her name was actually Susan Weeds. That was her legal name was Susan Weeds. So it's kind of appropriate that she ended up, teaching weed classes. Not those types of weed, not cannabis weeds, but weeds out in the world, teaching weed classes for a living. But yeah, so I am personally a bitter person. I love the bitter notes in food. They're talking about bitter. Dandelion is bitter. It is very bitter. And it has a saltiness too as well, which is really, really interesting. I love it raw as a salad. And I tend to pair it with oranges because oranges are, sweet enough to kind of help balance out that bitter. But I feel like watermelon have that same ability. Now, why are we eating weeds? Why are we pushing weeds? Now, first off, dandelion weeds have an insane amount of potassium in them. So if you're like me, you don't like bananas, you could eat dandelion weeds, right? There we go. Got some potassium from there. In addition to that, it's really good for managing, like detoxifying or cleaning out your liver functions. So that's something that dandelion roots are known and really good for. Of course, antioxidants. Every plant will give you antioxidants. So dandelion weeds. I'm not saying that if you're walking down the streets of New York or any urban city that has a bunch of pollution that you should be grabbing dandelion roots from the streets. But what I'm saying is that if you have a garden that you manage, or you happen to go to the grocery store and you see dandelion roots, weeds, give them a try. Another cool thing about dandelion weeds is that if you are trying to get off of coffee or detox from caffeine, roasted dandelion root tea has been an effective and approved replacement for coffee from coffee drinkers. So just something to think about. There, hold 1 second. I'm just gonna rinse off my cucumber. All right, so we're also gonna throw some cucumber into this dish, right? Cucumber seems like it's definitely a summer food. Add some nice color to this salad. Green and pink / red go really well together. And we're just gonna cut them down and dice them up, throw them in, add some extra water to this already hydrating salad. So there we go, bam, bam, cut them into little chunks. We're not gonna get too fancy, but we kind of want them to be the same size. You could also just slice them if you don't feel like cutting them into strips, cut them into little pieces. Totally just slice them and just throw them in there. But I like using my lines. I like practicing my lines. I like showing everybody the power of lines in preparation when you're cooking. So I tend to opt for that. Now, what seasonings are we going to use on this watermelon? Yes, we're going to spice it up. We use a little smoked paprika. Smoked paprika. Yes, we are smoky paprika. Goes the whole smoked flavor, smoked watermelon, so it goes good. Chauncey mentioned earlier the concept of grilling grilled watermelon grate. So if you don't want to grill it, a little smoked paprika will remind you of that grill taste that you don't have. I'm gonna add a little more heat, so we're gonna go with this cayenne. A little cayenne. Oh, there's also already heat in there from the jalapeno. Just a little dash of cayenne, and a little cumin. Cumin has a citrusiness to it that will be interesting in this salad. And we're gonna finish it off with our good friend lemon. Now, you could also potentially finish it off with lime if you did not have a lemon, but we're gonna go with lemon today because I don't have a lime. Gives it a little bit of juice, and then we're simply going to just mix all of these ingredients together. All right, so this is our simple, zesty summer watermelon salads.